Hey, good morning. Little Elsie here. It's Elsie's 18. Today we're going to watch Luck by Paul Salem. It's on YouTube by Paul Salem. So I just wanted to play it. It's very good. It was very helpful to me. When I find a video that seems to help me and when the way I think, it just is wonderful to share it with you and also to exercise. Remember, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. And we want to believe that we are set free from all our sins, that the Lord is going to accept us with open arms and open hands when we pass on. And we're supposed to be joyous, and that's the whole idea. It's one of the wonderful fruits of having the faith, right? So let's try to have joy. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start playing it, and we're going to exercise. Just follow along. I'm going to try to teach without talking. Sometimes that's kind of hard when I'm trying to teach something, but we'll see how it goes. All right, here we go. Hey, guys, you got to be quiet now. Did I just start this? Yeah.
I was supposed to be on that flight, Pan Am Flight 103. It blew up over the skies of Lockerbie, Scotland on December 21st, 1988. And I had a ticket booked on that flight. 243 passengers died that day. 16 crew died and 11 innocent victims on the ground. All died because of a silly, random, awful terrorist attack. And I'm going to tell you today why I wasn't on that plane and why I think luck and believing that you're lucky is the most important thing that you can have in life. So I was 25 years old, living in London, England, having the greatest time. I had a job at the Prudential Insurance Company. I was young, fun, couldn't have been happier. But every once in a while I got homesick. I'll never forget Thanksgiving, celebrating Thanksgiving in London with a bunch of Americans. And it just didn't feel right. Having Thanksgiving in a foreign land just is not the same as being at home. So next day at work, Monday morning, I called the travel agent. I said, hey, I want to go home for Christmas. I want the cheapest flight possible. I want to go from London Heathrow to Logan in Boston. Travel agent said, cheapest flight possible is you go from Heathrow to JFK on Pan Am Flight 103, then you take a shuttle from New York to Boston. It'll land at 8 o'clock at night in Logan. I said, let's book it. So I booked the flight. Called my parents. Super excited that I'm coming home for Christmas. Mom, Dad, I'll be coming home. I land on the 21st. Can you pick me up at Logan? Of course we can pick you up at Logan. Can't wait to see you. Couldn't wait to go home. 2 weeks later, so it's a week before I'm about to fly, my colleague at work said, hey, what are you doing for Christmas? I said, I'm going home. He goes, oh, are you flying home on the company dime? I said, what are you talking about? He goes, as an expat, you're an American living in a foreign country, you actually get one free round-trip ticket home a year. And I said, how come I don't know about this? He goes, it's in the company manual. And I said, do we have a company manual? I didn't even know we had a company manual. So my colleague shows me the company manual. And sure enough, I'm looking at it, and I get one free round-trip ticket home. So I run into my boss and say, hey, I get a free round-trip ticket. I just booked the one-way through New York. It's a pain in the neck. Can I have Prudential pay for this ticket? My boss said, fine. I called the exact travel agent. Same person said, hey, do you mind if we switch flights? He says, well, that was a non-refundable ticket, but it's a free round-trip ticket. What do you care? You can go British Airways, London Heathrow directly to Boston. I said, well, what time does it get in? Funny enough, it got in the same exact time as when I had been coming in from the shuttle from New York City. So December 21st comes around, all excited, get to Heathrow. The security lines were out of control. I was standing next to a stranger. I said, what's going on today? I mean, the security line wasn't moving. I was worried I was actually going to miss my flight. So anyway, barely make it to the flight, get on the British Air flight, fly directly to Logan in Boston. get through customs, go get my bags. Super excited to see my parents. Hadn't seen them in a year. I come out, see all these people holding signs, looking for my parents. They're nowhere to be found. Like, this is weird. Actually, I'm kind of pissed. I'm like, I haven't been home for a year. Where the hell are they? So I go to a payphone. Yes, I went to a payphone. There was no cell phones, no text, no email back in 1988, okay? So I call, my mom answers the phone. I said, Mom, where are you? It's Paul. And she gasped. And she couldn't speak. And in my mind, I'm thinking, holy cow, my dad has been sick. Maybe he just, he had a heart attack a couple years earlier. Maybe that's why they're not here. They're not here because, my dad's sick. I'm like, Mom, I'm here at Logan. Where are you? And she literally was like crying. So I said to her, I go, Mom, and she hands the phone to my older brother. My brother gets on the phone and goes, where the F are you? And I go, well, where the F are you? I'm at Logan. Why is there no one here to pick me up? And he goes, your flight. The flight you took from Heathrow, it blew up. I'm like, what are you talking about? It blew up. He goes, were you on the Pan Am flight? I said, no, I switched it last week. He goes, you didn't tell us. I go, well, what do you mean? And I was speechless. The plane blew up as I was leaving London. I didn't know it had blown up. I get to Logan. My parents for 6 hours calling Pan American Airways, trying to figure out what was going on. Just assumed I was dead. Well, I got lucky that day. I wasn't on that plane, and I'm still haunted by the 270 people who did die because of this random act of violence. And it's hard to really fathom all this unless, you search for an explanation. And the only explanation I could find was that I do believe I'm the luckiest person alive. And let me tell you how I came about believing I'm lucky. It all started with this guy. This is my dad, my hero. Salem, the most positive, upbeat guy you'd ever meet in your life. If I would walk outside, I'd say, oh, Dad, it's cloudy. He'd hit me in the back of the head and say, no, today's a great day. I grew up with a dad that everything was sunny. He told me from an early age I was born under a lucky star. He used to read these books by Norman Vincent Peale called The Power of Positive Thinking. And he said, if you put your mind to it, you can achieve anything. And it was at dinner, at breakfast, at lunch. He always kept on telling me how lucky I was. So eventually you start believing it. But when you're a teenager, some of that talk about luck usually goes in one ear and out the other. So I'll tell you a little story about, we grew up on a lake. And we had a boat that was my form of entertainment. I wasn't old enough to drive, but I could take the boat out. So I told my mom and dad I'm going out for a little boat ride, and I go pick up my buddy. We stop at a dock. We go buy some beer. Now, we had fake IDs. Back then, drinking age was 18, wasn't so bad. And we met a couple girls. And we had a great party that night. We partied in the boat. We had a ball. Kind of pull in maybe a little too late to my dock, sneak back in my house, and didn't get caught. Things were pretty good. So next morning I wake up, and I was put on my running clothes because I was training for this ice hockey tournament. I was a pretty good hockey player in my day, and I had to go get in shape for this summer league ice hockey tournament I was playing in. So I put on my running shoes and my shorts, went for a jog. I didn't even make it a quarter mile. I started throwing up. I come back, I got my head down, I walk down to the dock, I go in the lake, I'm washing myself off, and I look inside the boat. Bunch of empty beer bottles, a bag of pot, some women's clothing, and a pink comb. So I get the beer bottles, I throw them in the trash, I take the clothing, I hide it in the boat, I take the bag of pot and I throw it in the lake. And I have this pink comb in my hand, And all of a sudden, my mom starts walking down from the house towards the dock. I take the pink comb, I put it in my back pocket, right where my running shorts were. And I just like, hey, Mom, I'm not feeling so well. She goes, yeah, I thought you were going out for a jog. Yeah, I got to the end of the street. I threw up. And she puts her hand on my forehead. Oh, you must be sick. Are you okay? Only a mother can be so nice. And she goes, why don't you go up and take a shower and I'll make you some tea and toast. So as I'm taking off my running clothes and I'm going to hop in the shower, this pink comb falls on the bathroom floor. I take the pink comb, put it up on the vanity, take a shower. And for whatever reason, as I'm combing my hair that day, I start combing it with the pink comb. I look in the mirror and I say, man, I got to change my life. This is really not good. I'm supposed to be this good athlete. I should be training. I can't even make it to the end of the street. And I'm really letting my parents down. Next day, I go for a jog, take a shower. Actually made it a few miles this time. And there's that pink comb. I combed my hair again with it. And I said, you know what? My dad can tell me how lucky. I better capitalize on my luck. So that was when I was 16 years old. And I had my birthday last week. And, sure enough, I still have that pink comb 38 years later. For you that can't see it, I comb my hair with this pink comb every single day. And every day I tell myself I'm the luckiest person in the world. I know I'm making my dad proud by doing that, but this is my little cue to just say that I can achieve just about anything in life. So it's been 38 years. The good news is I still have hair, so that's always good. And, I have achieved some success in my life. And I think about why have I achieved this success? I did go to Brown University. I graduated in 1985. I went to 4 years working at Prudential, a couple years in London, one in New York, one in San Francisco. And then I went to Harvard Business School. And in 1991, I graduated from Harvard Business School. And I joined up with a couple fellow Brown and Harvard Business School grads, and we actually built up a company called Providence Equity Partners. We started with $171 million, and today we manage about $52 billion. So we've had tremendous success. It's probably the most successful investment firm in Rhode Island that no one knows about. We like it that way. So we've had this tremendous success. And when I sit down with our young professionals and I talk to high school kids now, I tell them that, success is all about believing that you can be successful, that you can be lucky. So let me just tell you a little story. When I was graduating from Brown University, I was a senior. Brown's a pretty good school, right? You figure it's not so hard to get a job. Well, I sent out 1,000 resumes. I think I would get a medal just for sending out the resumes. And guess how many resumes I got, how many rejection letters I got back? I got 1,000 rejection letters. I actually filled up our whole wall in our apartment at Brown with my roommates, just all the rejection letters. We used to have rejection letter parties. And one time I was in New York, and I had my backpack with me, and I'm walking down Park Ave in New York, and I see 101 Park Ave. And I was like, you know what? I got a rejection letter from an address 101 Park Ave. It was a consulting firm. And I happened to have it with me in my backpack. So I took out the rejection letter, and I said, wow, 101 Park Ave. So what did I do? I walked right in that building, went to the 27th floor, and I asked for the woman who rejected me. Her name was Sheila Smith. And I went up to reception. I said, Sheila, Smith, please. She goes, do you have an appointment? I go, no, I don't have an appointment. But I have this letter here, and I'd just like to see her for 5 minutes. Receptionist calls Miss Smith, and she's kind of whispering in the phone. And then she goes, oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Smith is busy. She can't see you. And I said, hey, I just came down from Providence, Rhode Island. Took a 3-hour train ride. Can't she spare 5 minutes just to see me? And of course, Mrs. Smith said no. So I said to the receptionist, I said, you know what? I'm not leaving until she comes out. And of course, I had a train to catch, but it was 2 hours away, so I had nothing to lose. I'm thinking, I'll just wait here. Matter of fact, it was a lot nicer waiting there than waiting in Grand Central Station. So I ended up just sitting there, and finally, I think out of guilt, Mrs. Smith came out, and she was carrying this big computer printout. And she goes, what's your name? I said, Paul Salem. She starts, Salem Paul. We rejected you. I go, no kidding. I got your letter right here. I got your letter right here. And is that printout, is that stack of papers, is that all rejection letters? She says, yes it is. I go, do you think there's any chance that you might have made a mistake? And she says, well, we get a lot of candidates and I'm sorry I can't help you. I said, well, at least you know, Mrs. Smith, thank you for coming out. That's all I asked. I just wanted to see you for 5 minutes. Thank you for your time. And I leave. They caught my train. What did I have to lose? Nothing. I get back to Brown. I told my roommates that story. 7:30 in the morning the next day. The next day. I'm sound asleep. I'm in college. Don't forget, no one gets up at 7:30 in the morning. Phone rings. I answer the phone. I'm sound asleep. Ask Paul Salem there, please. Yes, this is Paul. This is Sheila Smith. Someone canceled. You'd like to have an interview today at 1 p.m. in New York. I'm like, yeah. Hop back on the train. I go to New York. I have my 1 p.m. interview. Guess what happened? I did not get the job. I got rejected. I got rejected. So why did I just waste your time telling you that story? Well, I'll tell you why. The next week, I'm interviewing for the Prudential Insurance Company of America. And on my resume, it said, I'm lucky and ambitious. So my dad's brainwashing really did work out. And the guy that was interviewing me was a pretty senior guy, and he goes, I've never seen someone on their resume say lucky and ambitious. Tell me about that. So I told him about my dad and how, he was this, crazy guy that loved to tell me how lucky I was. And he loved that story. And then he says, tell me about being ambitious. So I told him the story I just told you about 101 Park Ave and how I demanded an interview. And the guy hired me on the spot. And that's how I got my job at Prudential. And just to tie it all together, that same guy that hired me also wrote my recommendation to Harvard Business School. So I don't know if I ever would have gotten in without him at Harvard Business School. And to add one more part to the happy ending, Prudential Insurance was the first investor in Providence Equity Partners. So when I think about all the amazing luck that I've had over my life, the fact that I was never afraid to fail, because I had a dad that told me I'm the luckiest human being in the world, that I was born under a lucky star. When you know you're going through life lucky, you don't care if you fail, because what can go wrong? Nothing. Someone says no, who cares? And what I want to tell you about today is I want everyone, how many people in this audience actually think they're lucky? Raise your hand if you think you're lucky. Okay? That's good. There should be 100% people thinking you're lucky, because it's a great way to go through life. Think about it. If you believe you're lucky, you will be lucky. Luck is believing you're lucky. And when opportunity falls in your lap, you don't let it hit the ground. You make sure you capitalize on that luck. And when you think about it, what I want you to remember from my talk today is that you go find your pink comb. It could be brushing your teeth every day. It could be putting your socks on, combing your hair, blow drying your hair. Whatever you do something every single day. And every day you do that monotonous task, just remind yourself how lucky. Because if you go through life, good things can happen. I'm living proof of that. Thank you.
take a rest. I want to try to find a rosary video before we stop because it's still kind of early. I know it's 20 minutes, but there's a couple more things I want to do. So
this is your story. Tell it with Up 4, a probiotic for women made with clean and selectively chosen ingredients. Up 4 Women's includes a unique quad-action formula designed to...
We'll do it without any background, okay? All right. So let's sit with our legs together and stretch forward. Just stretch forward here. Just lay your head forward and just stretch out your back. When you do this, stretch out your back. Now I want you to like round your back as hard as you can. Round it and like push your back bone out towards to the wall there, and then kind of flatten it out. Then round it up as much as you can, and then flatten it. And one more time, round it and flatten it. Good. All right. Let's do a few push-ups here, like girl style if you want. Maybe falling out your hair. All right. All right. So you're gonna go here. About 16 of them. Let me move my chair out of the way. And I want you to plank. Plank here. Just bend your elbows a little bit and straighten them. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, and bend, and straighten. Good. Jaw pose. Switch back. Now put your elbows down. This is supposed to be good for your stomach. Just go up and down. And then side to side here. Your hips go side to side. All right, good. Then stand. Let's just jog a little. So I hope you all had a good weekend. Next weekend is Memorial Day, right? So that'll be a nice 3-day weekend for me. Thanks to all our veterans. God bless them all, huh? Let's just saute up, saute, jump, 2, and in first, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So change, changement, change, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then so échappé and close, échappé, close, échappé, close, échappé, and close. Good. Okay. Oh, all right. So let's do some pirouette turns. Point side, and forth. You're going to passe here, little toe on your knee there. Knee is out. Make sure this comes up. This side comes up as this side comes up. Make sure you're thinking up like a spiral. So you turn and down, okay? Point, make sure you spot to the front. When you turn, you spot. So you spot front. Point, forth, weight mostly on the front leg. Turn and close. Other side. Point, forth, turn, point, forth, turn. One more time. Point forth and turn. Oops, I'm not spotting. Huh. All right. Ooh. All right. Ooh. I want you to do. Okay. I want you to go. You're gonna saute arabesque, which is just jump, and arabesque is here. So you're like this. So it's arabesque, or saute arabesque, failli. Failli is when you bring your foot front. So saute, failli. Then you're going to glissade, which is jump, jump, or close, and you go jump, and then close it. Then assemble, bring the foot out to the front, back foot out, and jump, okay? Let's try that much again. Saute, failli, glissade, assemble. When you do assemble, you go brush and jump close together. Okay? Saute arabesque, failli, glissade, assemble. We're going to do piqué turn, soutenu turn. So piqué turn. Remember those? Piqué turn. And one more, but then we're going to go step, step, and turn. Feet stay where they are and just turn. That's a soutenu turn. So it's piqué, piqué, and soutenu, and arms come up. When you do soutenu, your arms just flow up to fifth, high fifth. All right. We'll put all that together. 5, 6, 7, 8. Saute arabesque, failli, glissade, assemble. I'm going to have to back up. Piqué. Piqué, don't forget to spot. Soutenu. Arms high fifth. Sorry you can't see me. Soutenu, straight legs, turn, and up. Soutenu is up, up, turn, arms come up. All right. Whew. Whew. Okay. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Saute arabesque, failli, glissade, assemble. Back up. And piqué, piqué, soutenu. All right. Okay. And you always have to do the other side. And I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow. So feet in first, bend forward. And up. Arms out and out, step side and bow and up and close and bow. Thanks for joining me. You have a blessed day. And remember, rejoice. Today is the day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice. And remember, we're very, very lucky. You are born under a lucky star. Bye.